Welcome Rust nerds. This video is going to be about how Facepunch could achieve the holy grail, Rust without wipes. Before we start, it's important to review the current state of the game and why wipes are still necessary. At the moment, a Rust wipe cycle lasts about 1 month. Since the cupboard upkeep changes, bases will disappear by themselves after time, which means server performance is not that much related to uptime anymore. Why does Facepunch still have to wipe? Well, Rust is about improving your character from knowing no blueprints and having no access to high tier items to know and have everything. On the first day of a wipe and blueprint cycle, everybody starts off naked, just knowing the basic blueprints. Players then build bases, gather scrap metal, learn blueprints and start raiding. The answer to wipes lies at the Rust core mechanic. Rust is a game about aerial domination. While players improve and get better, they get more powerful, raid their neighbors, thereby get even more powerful, and at the end, start a war for server domination. This all results in a high player count at the beginning of a cycle and a lower player count at the end. Most of the time, within the last week of a cycle, some groups are so strong they almost can't be beaten anymore. If Facepunch wouldn't wipe the servers, every server would be dominated by one group, having massive bases, unlimited amount of explosive and weapons, and the new player would not be able to compete in any way. So the Holy Grail. In order to break this cycle of wipes and resurrection, Facepunch wants to find a solution for players to sacrifice their progress, possibly meaning giving up their bases and items. Here comes a possible solution. At the moment we have 3 tiers of items in the game, and we have them on the same server. Meaning it could happen that a new player only has access to, let's say, a bow, while a player that has been on the server for 2 weeks already has an AK. First step to overcome nakeds getting killed by AKs is to divide the tiers by servers. Instead of just having all tiers on one type of server, there could be 3 tiers on 3 types of servers. Every player starts off at tier 1, and if he or his group manages to keep a cupboard from being destroyed for 20 days, they can extract from the server. If multiple players are added to a cupboard, extraction only works if every player agrees. As soon as every player accepted the extraction takes place. Every other cupboard the players are connected to are destroyed and the players are banned from the server. Extracting from a tier 1 server would then unlock the possibility to join tier 2 servers. For tier 3 it works the same way. Once you reach a new tier, you never lose the progress of the tiers you already managed to complete. Meaning leaving tier 1 gives you all tier 1 blueprints forever. In general, tier 1 and 2 servers would also be restricted in terms of researching and loot tables for higher tier items. Some of you may now be thinking, this just postpones the problem. I say yes and no. By adding this feature, which of course would need a central, not server-based account information for every player, there would be less new players encountering server-dominating clans, and thereby there would be a better balance in terms of overall progress. So what happens after tier 3? The endgame. After tier 3 we are pretty much at the same point we are now. High-level players would encounter each other for server domination, but there could also be some improvements. Once you complete tier 3, you can join the endgame season, lasting let's say 6 months or maybe a year. Within this time, you and your group have to complete a series of tasks to win the game. For example, do 5 extractions on a single server. Little side note, endgame seasons never would ban their players after extraction. Another task could be destroying 10 cupboards that have been existing for more than 10 days, or destroy a chopper for 15 times, destroy a Bradley for 15 times, or maybe sell 100 items in your own shop. The group of players that is first to achieve these goals wins the season of the server, gets a place on the leaderboard and thereby wipes the server. The season starts again. That's it, our option for the Holy Grail. A little side note again, it could also be a thing that you earn random clothing items for extractions past tier 2. So let's say you extract and you get a wooden armor every time you spawn. Oh, and don't worry, to get every piece of clothing to spawn with it, it would take around 50 times 20 days. 20 days is the time you need for extraction. So if you want to have every item to spawn with, it would be around 1000 days or almost 3 years. It's simple, it's competitive, it's fair, and it's not impossible to achieve.